Well, welcome again, everybody, to Wingman Wisdom, where today I'm going to be kind of all over the place. I'm going to read some comments, give you some opinions, at least my opinions, and it may ruffle some feathers. Not my intent. I don't want to get political, but I think that today's video might end up being more political than I have been in quite some time. I do want to say that got some good news here. Most of the people who watch Wingman Wisdom are pretty dang good people, not perfect people, but solid, well-grounded, I think, mature people. The bad news, there's not enough of us. There's not. Most of the people who watch this channel are 45 and older. Most of them are adult males. Some of you guys are old like me. Some of you are even older than I am. But we can change that. If you like Wingman Wisdom, if you think that younger people might benefit, or maybe we could spread the message even to a larger group of old fogies like me, you can hit the subscribe button, give the video a like, and share it with your family and friends on social media. So I want to read you a little bit of a story that I saw the other day. It came out of ABC News. This was about Oregon and about what state park officials are saying, what happened. And this is one of the reasons why I sold my campground here in Texas after 8.5 years. I swore for years, I'm never going to sell this place. But things started happening. So let me read you some of the highlights of this story from ABC News out of Oregon. Some Oregon parks officials say high demand for crowded campsites is leading to arguments, fistfights, and even so-called campsite pirates. Brian Carroll with the Lynn County Parks and Rec Department said park rangers have had to play mediator during the summer as would-be campers argue over first-come, first-served campsites at Sunnyside County Park, blah, blah, blah. People were literally fighting over campsites. Quote, what we experienced this year was certainly a general level of increased frustration and anxiety of people not being able to get their campsite. There seems to be less general common courtesy going on. Do you think? Continues, it says traditionally, listen to this. Traditionally, about 1% of our visitors really struggle with complying to the rules and regulations, said Dennis Benson. Now we've got more like 10% of the population that doesn't comply or adhere with rules, regulations, those kinds of things, which is lending itself to more problematic behaviors on public lands. Not good, right? I got bad news for you, or good news for you if you're in Oregon. You guys aren't the only ones that have these problems. I will promise you these problems are widespread, and I think that they are growing. As I said, this is one of the reasons why I sold my campground after 8.5 years. I got tired of seeing too many people saying the world is all about me, revolves around me, and they don't care about their neighbor. They don't care about their fellow man, so to speak. It's all about the me generation. Some people want to know, they want me to talk politics. I'm probably going to drift off into it just a little bit. Some people have asked me where I stand on certain issues and if I'm as pessimistic in real life as I may come across on these videos. The answer is this is the way I am in real life. This is just the way I am, for better, for worse. I am not, as I look into my crystal ball, as best as I can see, we've got some really tough times coming. Very, very difficult, challenging times that most people under 40 years old have never experienced before. If you're under 40 years old watching this video, most of your life has been better every single year. Better, more, quicker, more technology. We've had more advancements in the last 40 years medically. Like I said, technologically, life has been really, really good. Even for us old people, the last 40 years has been pretty good. But I think the next few years, things could change, and they could change rapidly. Did a video recently about some new full-time RVers. I said that I thought they were still in the honeymoon phase. I was not trying to be ugly to them. And I talked a little bit about RV inspections. Here's some of the comments. Ernie wrote, Ernie is a youngster. Not really. He may be young at heart, but listen to this. He says, Ernie responded to this video, says that we bought our 2001 Monaco Diplomat new. We have 140,000 miles on it. I shudder to think of the total repair and replacement cost items. This is not a complaint. We have a home in Michigan and a second in Naples, Florida. I'm 84 and my wife is 81. Isn't that cool? 84 and 81 still driving around in their motor coach. He goes on, and this is where it doesn't get so good. I think he's talking about me. He says, this vlogger makes his money by appealing to the complainers and bitchers. That accomplishes nothing. He is the doom and gloom guy. Me? By the way, the present stock market has caused our stocks to decrease over $300,000 since January 1. We recognize that this may get worse, but that the market will return. I love optimism. I wish, Ernie, I could share your optimism. I wish I could, but I just can't do it. At 84 years old, I hope the market will rebound quickly. I'm 67. I'm not sure. So, in recent years, there really hasn't been much of a downturn, but we are so overdue for a big time correction. I just think it may take a long, long time to rebound, and I don't think we've seen the bottom yet. What do you think? You think we have? Spikers B responded to Ernie, says, well, Ernie, I doubt very much that he needs the money. I truly, a little bit of money, I'll take whatever money I can get, I guess, but I'm not doing this for the money. Says, I doubt very much he needs the money. I truly believe he's having fun. I am having fun. I don't see the doom and gloom. I hear reality bites. And well, it's biting a lot more when he awakens and raises other people's blood pressure, LOL. Glad to hear you and your wife are enjoying the RV life and taking the hiccups in stride. This is so cool. We've got Ernie, who thinks that I'm a doom and gloomer, but he's still watching. And for that, I'm grateful. We've got Spikers B, who watches and likes the things I say probably most of the time, or at least some of the time. But people are civil to one another here on Wingman Wisdom. Every once in a while, we get a nutcase, and I will either completely ignore them or delete them and report them, or sometimes like I've done recently, I'll do a video on them, but I'm going to try to not do that as much anymore. Like I said, Ernie, you sound like a solid guy and an optimist, but you want to know what I think is going to happen? You want to know what I think? I think the stock market is going to continue to fall. I think that the times that we are experiencing today of uncertainty are going to grow. They're not going to be fixed after the November election. One man isn't going to ride in, or one woman ride in on a white horse and fix everything. It ain't going to happen that way. This has taken decades and decades, in fact, about a century, for this whole thing to fiscally turn into what the mess we are living in today is. And it's not just here in the United States. It is worldwide. That doesn't mean that it's like having the best house in a bad neighborhood. I don't want to have a bad neighborhood. I want to have a nice house. I say it's sort of like, we have entrusted these politicians. Here I go. We have entrusted politicians, given them the keys, like giving the keys to a beautiful car that we love to our kids and say, we're going to go on vacation, take care of it. Okay, I will. And then they just completely destroy it. And when you call them and talk to them, you haven't wrecked the car? Nope, haven't wrecked the car. But they failed to tell you something. The car's been keyed or somebody else wrecked into it, or won't start anymore, but I haven't wrecked it. That's the way politicians are. That's the way most people are. They don't want to go, yes, I screwed up. We are in a bad place. Why is it that we as human beings are so addicted to negative? Doom and gloom channels on YouTube go very, very well. They're super successful. Positive channels, not so much. The numbers prove it. And I'll tell you something else. I can't remember the name of the book that I'm presently reading. It's something, Digital Madness is what I think it is. But do you think that it is a surprise? Is it a surprise to you that our country is this divided? Half the people are on this side and they hate the other side's guts, although they won't say it. The other half are on this side, they hate the other side's guts and they won't say it. But it's 50-50. Why is that? It's because social media, you can argue with me if you want, but I'm not trying to sound like an expert, but I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of listening. And the way social media makes money is to get people to engage. They want to suck your life every minute they can right from you and your kids and everybody they know. Because the longer they have you sucked into that screen, the more money they make. They're not trying to do the world good. You're the product. Your time is the product. So here's what they do. Every single stroke of your computer keyboard, every single one, they know precisely what you're looking at. If you're a animal rights person, they know that you hate people that hunt and eat meat. If you are a conservative Christian, they know that the woke crowd over here is going to drive you crazy. So guess what they feed you? They feed you things that will get you enraged. They do. And it will make you think, that's why I hate those people. Whatever color they are, whatever country they're from, it's a confirmation bias, and they're feeding that information to you. And they're feeding it to you to manipulate you, to influence you, to make you addicted. And we're all becoming more and more addicted to this social media thing. Here on Wingman Wisdom, I want you to watch my videos. I do. I try to keep them to 10, 15 minutes, something like that, and try to say something that you might go, that kind of makes sense. Some of them I'm off my rocker, but I know that. But they're honest, and I'm not doing this for the money. If I was, I'd be sitting in a bathtub full of Fruit Loops and drinking champagne and getting 10 jillion views. I don't do that thing. I just tell the truth. And the people like Ernie and Spikers B and all the people that write, all the people that participate, even the ones that disagree with me, I'm so grateful that we can have a logical adult conversation, because I read every comment. I listen to every voicemail. I try to get back to as many people as I possibly can. So I appreciate each and every one of you. These are just some things that I was thinking about. Let me know what you think. You think the economy is going to get better as we move towards the election and beyond, towards the end of 2022 and into 2023? Or do you think things are going to get worse? Or do you think things they're going to be all right? No problem. And again, I appreciate optimistic people, but I'm an old guy who has seen the bad times around 1980. And I remember how hard it was. I remember the Jimmy Carter years. I remember inflation. And I just don't see good things coming our way. Now, after that, in the future, at some point, it's not doom and gloom, but we are right now temporarily on the road to hell. But we'll get through it. We just got to hang in there. One final thing, I'll end with this. I think that the rough times, I said that most people under 40 have never experienced any rough times. In a sense, and I hope you understand what I'm going to say here, in a sense, I'm welcoming the rough times. I mean it. I'm welcoming them because it will make people find the grit that is inside of them. It will make them look in the mirror of life and go, oh my God, we didn't prepare enough. We don't have enough faith. We haven't helped our family. We bought cars and RVs and boats and leveraged ourselves and mortgaged ourselves into oblivion. How are we going to get out? It's going to be hard, very hard and very painful, but it will make tougher individuals. And I think we need more tough individuals with experience to help make the right decisions to our leaders who are leading us astray in Washington. So there you go. I try to not get too political, but that's the way the Wingman is. Thank you so much for watching. Again, most of the people that watch this video are going to be 45 years and up, and most of them are going to be old males like me. But if you'd like to help me get the channel to grow, share it on social media. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you round out the rest of this week on a positive note, and you'll catch me starting on Sunday with my next round of videos. Until then, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.